Born on September 21st, 1950 in Evanston, Illinois, William James Murray is a comedian and actor who rose to fame on the first years of Saturday Night Live, and starred in such classic movies as Ghostbusters, Caddyshack, and Groundhog Day. However, in the recent years, the 65-year-old actor has become more of a myth than a man, turning up at random events and parties only to have a few drinks and leave with nothing but a few scattered pictures and various eyewitness accounts, making him a kind of comedic Sasquatch. That being said, here are 10 things you probably didn't know about Bill Murray. Number 10. He has only seen one episode of Seinfeld. In an interview with GQ magazine, the actor recalled several TV shows he has never seen, including Jerry Seinfeld's famous sitcom About Nothing. He stated, "I never saw Seinfeld until the final episode, and that's the only one I saw, and it was terrible. I'm watching thinking, this isn't funny at all. It's terrible." In Bill Murray's defense, it was. Number 9. He was offered the roles of both Buzz Lightyear and Forrest Gump. Hollywood is littered with stories of actors turning down legendary roles, and Murray is no exception. Though he was offered the roles of both Buzz Lightyear and Forrest Gump, he turned them down, thus making Tom Hanks one of the biggest stars in history, and consequently keeping Tim Allen employed for the next 20 years. Well, you can't win them all, Bill. Number 8. He once played guitar with Eric Clapton and sang a duet with Clint Eastwood. In 2007, Bill was on stage at the Crossroads Guitar Music Festival performing what he said was the only song he knows how to play on the guitar, when Eric Clapton, seeing the opportunity, joined him on stage for a few bars. In the same vein of two legends awkwardly performing together, Bill Murray was at a private event for the AT&T Pro-Am when he and legendary actor Clint Eastwood performed Brandy, You're a Fine Girl. Though he is not a singer or guitar player, I'm sure both Clapton and Eastwood say that performing with Bill was the greatest thing to ever happen to them in the history of things. Number 7. He doesn't have an agent, he has an 800 number. That's right, Bill Murray is so legendarily awesome that he is his own agent. He set up an 800 number that automatically goes straight to a voicemail where filmmakers can pitch him movie ideas for roles that they would like him to play. If he is interested, Murray will call them back. Number 6. He took the role of Garfield because he thought it was a Coen Brothers film. Some have wondered why Bill Murray took the role of the famous Monday-hating, lasagna-eating feline in the 2004 live-action film. Well, apparently, according to the actor, it's because he saw the script was written by a Joel Coen. Murray thought it was the Joel Coen, who is one half of the filmmaking brothers that made The Big Lebowski and Raising Arizona. It was not. Though, that doesn't explain why he came back for the sequel, Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. Number 5. He was the very first and very last guest on Late Night with David Letterman. Letterman began his legendary career as a talk show host back in 1982, and his very first guest was Bill Murray. The actor would continue to appear on Dave's show over the next 33 years, often appearing in outlandish outfits, because that's just how Bill Murray rolls. During Letterman's final broadcast, Murray was brought out as Letterman's final guest, which included him popping out of a cake and running into the streets of New York to perform a sing-along with a group of random strangers. Number 4. Bill Murray bowled the final 3 strikes in the movie Kingpin himself. In the film Kingpin, Murray plays pro bowler Ernie McCracken. In the final showdown of this film, his character bowls a turkey, which is 3 strikes in a row. The crazy thing about this scene, other than Bill Murray's hair of course, is the fact that he bowled those 3 strikes himself, a feat that people have said was just luck. However, I believe the pins were knocked over because Bill Murray has godlike powers and willed it to be so. Number 3. He showed up at a house party in Scotland, had a few drinks, did the dishes, and left. Yes, the internet is ablaze with Bill Murray sightings and stories of him appearing out of nowhere at someone's bachelor party or engagement photos, but this story has been proven to be true. According to accounts in the small Scottish town of St. Andrews, a few Scandinavian students were throwing a late-night house party. One of the students showed up with Murray. He joked and talked with the students, drank vodka from a coffee mug, and did the leftover dishes, then left. Number 2. He got into a fight with Chevy Chase on the set of Saturday Night Live. The story goes that in 1977, in Saturday Night Live's second season, Murray replaced Chevy Chase after one season when he left to pursue a film career. Years later, Chase would return to host the popular sketch comedy show. During the week leading up to the show, the two traded insults, which led to a full-out brawl just minutes before the show went live. After they were pulled apart, Chase was heard to compare Murray's complexion to the surface of the moon, whereas Murray simply said that Chase had medium talent. Game, set, Murray. Number 1. While at Wendy's, he took a fry off someone's tray, ate it, and said, "No one will believe you." Here it is, folks, the one that started the legend. According to eyewitness accounts, Murray walked up to a Wendy's patron, grabbed a fry off their tray, ate it, and said to them, "No one will believe you," and left. Though there have been different stories of Murray doing things to people and saying the now infamous line, according to Snopes.com, during an interview, the interviewer asked him, "Last question. I have to know because I love this story and I want it to be true. There have been stories about you sneaking up behind people in New York City, covering their eyes with your hands and saying, 'Guess who?' And when they turn around, they see Bill Murray and hear the words, 'No one will believe you.'" To which he responded, after a long pause, I know. I've heard about that from a lot of people. A lot of people. I don't know what to say. There's probably a really appropriate thing to say, something exactly and just perfectly right. But by God, it sounds crazy, doesn't it? Just so crazy and unlikely and unusual.